Hi guys, it's Minx here. I want to thank my gamer supporter, HungySaurusX, for bringing this video. Thank you very much, Hungy, for another month of super nom support and super fantastic noms. I think those are two great things. If you enjoy the content here, you want to consider supporting too, link is in the description, check it out. Really helps, and especially with this form of higher quality edited content I'm going to try and work on. Gamer support is a godsend, so thank you so much everyone who helps there. Hungy, you're fucking awesome. Let's get into this video, shall we? Hi guys, it's Minx here, hope you're doing well. Today I'm playing Forest Fortress by Flaming Firefly. Very onomatopoeic there, is that how you say that? I actually don't know. But regardless, it's a visual novel on Steam. There is a girl. She's not wearing many clothes, but you know, that's to be expected, I feel. Let's check out the game, shall we? Let's start a new game. The sun begins changing its colour into a purple hue, making its way through the leafage of enchanted trees. Red trees? They make me concerned. I wonder if I'll be able to find what I'm looking for. I don't want to be the poor guy lost in this forest forever. In the corner of my eye, I notice some movement in bushes. A hare? Or a bird? I don't think so. This is a visual novel on Steam. It's gonna be something out. I'm gonna call it. It's gonna say. Let's have a look. Damn. While I was staring at the colour of the surrounding trees, a black vine twined around my leg and began dragging me towards the bush. Is it that scene from Evil Dead? Oh my god. Oh my god. Music's a little bit different to what I'd expect for that scene, but regardless, maybe it is. So we're Dale, I guess. I tried to free my leg out of the tenacious grip of the ivy. My leg stung from the vine's relentless grasp. I won't die here this easily. Damn it! Panic seized my soul, making me fight the plant desperately to no avail. Alright, so we have our first other character. I'm always torn. I don't have that big a variety of accents, if I'm honest with you guys. I have a few, but we'll go with the sort of the quieter one for this one. You're funny. If you didn't want to die, then why did you come here, human? A distant voice echoed from somewhere above my head. Don't move. The more you struggle, the easier it gets you. It won't work. Help me! Baba, there's a guy being raped by a tree. Oh no. It's pro bum. But probably not that bum, because it's a visual novel on Steam. Can I have a kiss? Got a kiss, guys. It's pretty numb. It won't work. Help me! While I was trying to get out of the black thorny ivy, a second vine stretched out from my right leg. I fell, unable to struggle free from its grasp. The vine's slithering movements quickened as it wrapped around my body. Whoever you are, help me! Please! There was a sound of a weary sigh, followed by a light impact like someone landing upon the ground behind me. Oh, you humans. I looked back and saw a slender red-headed girl who had squirrel ears and a tail, and wasn't wearing much at all. She passed by me and headed towards the place where the black vines came from. Isn't she scared? In one fluid movement, the beast girl grabbed the plant at its base and tore it out by the roots. The ivy that twined around my legs became soft and loosened its grip. Who are you? I'm your savior. Isn't it obvious? I believe this is the part where they say, thank you. The squirrel girl gave me a hum of disapproval and kicked the ivy as it crawled away. Look at that fucking smug, shit-eating grin on her face there. Jesus fucking Christ. And besides, as she's a squirrel girl, I'm not gonna lie, guys, there's a 90% chance that she has nuts. Thank you. She turned and looked at me like an exotic specimen. I looked again at the ivy that intended to kill me. Getting a sample might be useful. Trying to ignore the way the beast girl stared at me, I removed my blade from the pouch that hung on my belt. Next time, I should keep it more accessible so that I'm able to protect myself. The squirrel girl hummed again in disapproval, looking at me like I was a lost child. Why did a frail human like you forget in our forest? This is a dangerous place, especially for your kind. I'm not frail, I just didn't expect a vine to try and kill me. Sure, you haven't answered. Why are you here? The mysterious creature cocked her head and scratched her nose, never breaking her gaze. Her emerald green eyes burned with wild intensity. I'm searching for my brother, and for some herbs to make some medicine. Is it worth risking your life? My brother is lost somewhere in these woods, and our people are sick and suffering. I have to do this. I'm not risking my life. I'm tougher than you think. You're weak, and sooner or later you'll die here. What a bitch. Even if you're lucky enough to live more than a couple days, you cannot escape the corruption. What are you talking about? I don't have time for this. You must leave. Go. As the squirrel girl turns to leave, she slows and then stops. Her ears droop as if weight was suddenly pressing down upon her. All of this is happening because of the dryads. They've infested our forest, corrupting the life here. Slowly, the plants and creatures lose their true forms. Change, becoming dark, unnatural things. You should leave and never come back. Lose their true... Don't just repeat what she says. Just say, what do you mean by that? Maybe this corruption is the illness that spreads to my brother's village. Black sores all over the body, violet skin and red eyes. The girl's ears twitched. What? This is the illness, and I have to do something about it. Please help me find the cure. It has to be somewhere here in this forest. You ask too much, human. There is no cure. I can only help you leave. Oh shit. Suddenly the girl froze. She closed her eyes, pricked up her ears, aware of something beyond my senses. Hurry, they'll come soon. I looked back but didn't notice anything. They? There is no time to explain. Let's go. She took my hand and pulled me in the direction of the setting sun. Her pace was quicker than before. I can go on my own, but first I have to find the cure. That's just stupid. Even if it did exist, could you find enough to cure all the other stupid humans? I can't just give up. This is something I must do. Please, I'll take just a day and I promise to leave tomorrow. I have to find a cure. Whatever, I don't care. You're likely to find more trouble than good out here. Shit, they're here already. She let out a deep sigh, then turned and quickly stretched her arm in my direction. I felt her fingers being forced into my forced into my mouth? Interesting. That's I think that's accurate. It's a nut. I told you she had fucking nuts. I hope it works so I won't have to see the death of a stupid human here in my forest. Good luck. Remember, dryads are dangerous. She jumped up into an adjacent tree and hopped away from branch to branch with superhuman speed. I watched as she disappeared into the canopy above. As soon as she was gone, I began to feel the change. The shadows becoming dense and scarlet sparks began appearing out of the darkness. What the hell's going on here? One of the shimmering sparks floated closer to me. I slowly stepped back. I'm gonna guess it's another chick. Probably not wearing many clothes. I got my foot caught on a root and having lost my balance, I fell onto the grass. The scarlet sparkle flew towards me and touched my forehead. Intense burning pain seared into my head as if by a fire poker. I told you. A cave. Lianas and trees. Scarlet sparkles. I awoke for a moment. Unknown burning writings and faintly glowing water illuminated a dark cave. Why is the floor so cold? Adjusting my eyes, I noticed that I was laying on what seemed to be a giant stone, unnaturally flat and covered with letters that looked exactly like the ones I saw in the air. A woman's silhouette appeared out of the darkness. The lights illuminated her near-naked body, covered with natural liana. What the fuck is a liana? But is that a flower? I have no idea what a fucking liana is. And flowers. Who is this woodland girl? Chrism? Do you know what a liana is? Okay. I was just curious. She's covered in natural lianas. I've no idea what it is.
I assume some sort of plant.
Yeah, but it said flowers as well. It said lianas and flowers.
I would assume it's a vine or a leaf then.
Listen, I'm stupid, okay? Her eyes.
Not every plant is a flower, but...
Yes, it is. She approached me. Her skin was an olive-like hue, which now I could feel a temptation to touch. It was then I noticed my arms and legs were restrained. I tried to let out my protest, only to find I was gagged as well. Upon realization, whoa! This is hotting up. Upon realization of the situation, it seemed like I was part of some sectarian ritual, like a sacrifice upon the stone. Her face inched closer, her eyes a deep wine red. Suddenly, I felt her lips press against mine. A sudden pain shot through my body, and the world faded into blackness. Jesus! Those vibrating Quite rapidly, actually. When I regained consciousness, the woodland girl was still there. I don't know how long I was out, but she was now without her clothes. I mean, she's still got some clothes on. There is an 18+ patch for this, by the way, but I thought, as I'm putting it on YouTube, why give myself an extra load of work by having to fucking censor massive tits everywhere? So, you know. I was glad to still be alive. Perhaps this was not a sacrificial ritual, and she had plans to use me for something else. Whatever her goals are, I'm helpless. There is no way to resist her magic. She's like a fallen angel. Something like this has never happened to me before. No way she only touched me, and now my heart's pounding so fast, and so many emotions are all assaulting me at once. I have no idea what's going on. Everything once again faded into darkness as I floated into sleep. What are you doing in my house, human? I felt a cold hand touching my cheek. Do you remember how you got here? You look so weak. Are you sick? This is the chick that you just saw like 7 seconds ago mounting you. But I guess she's not upset at the moment. Having opened my eyes, I saw a green-skinned girl with horns who was bending over me. Are they horns? They look like ears to me. Oh no, I guess these are antlers. That's kind of... She's a dryad, I guess. Visions of last night's encounter shot through my head. I shuddered and sprang back from her hand. She took her hand off me, surprised, not insisting on further contact. I raised myself a bit. It seems to be that this stone was also in my dream. However, the environment is quite different. Euro doesn't make me shrink from fear. On the contrary, it fills my soul with peace. I tried to stand up but failed. I felt so lightheaded that I had to sit down again on the stone. The woodland girl, she keeps staring at me. Her body only slightly covered with lianas and glistened with dew. I couldn't help but notice how wet she was, just everywhere. I could hardly take my eyes off her half-naked body. Is this the dryad the squirrel girl mentioned? The creature I shouldn't trust? Are you a dryad? How did I get here? What did you do to me? I clenched my hand into a fist and abruptly rose up from the stone. The horn girl stepped back, surprised at such aggression. What? You're the one who came here. I've never seen you before. She left her head down and began twirling her hair with her fingers. Why have you disturbed my peace? What are you doing in my sanctuary? The tree should have protected me from strangers. Did I scare her? Was the stuff that happened at night only a dream? I'm guessing there's something beyond that. It was so creepy and realistic, but her reaction doesn't seem to be a lie. I lowered my fist and scratched the back of my head with the other hand. I'm sorry. I'm very surprised to be here myself. I don't clearly remember how yesterday ended. I only remember black vines and scarlet sparks in the air. The dryad tilted her head to the side as if she was trying to decide whether she should believe me or not. I don't know what you're talking about. However, I don't sense evil from you. You look exhausted. Do you want me to bring you something to eat? As long as it isn't nuts, I'm totally okay with this. My stomach growled, reminding me that I hadn't eaten anything since yesterday morning. I'll appreciate it. Dryad smiled back at my smile. What? Dryad smiled back at my smile, okay, and turned to the passageway of the cave, planning to leave. By the way, what's your name? My name's Dale. She seemed surprised at my question. Others call me... She paused as if to find her next word. I can't remember my name, but... Oh, excuse me? Isn't that a dude's name? Okay, I'll just go with it. I just go with it. Ollie. So we've got, what a beautiful name, or why such a long pause? Let's play it safe in case she kills us. What a beautiful name. She glows with a small smile before turning around. Thank you, Dale. It's also a nice name. Ollie silently left for another part of the cave. Is that really a cave? I felt my head spin again, so I had to sit down on the stone once more. The walls looked suspiciously straight, despite of their uneven surface that was covered with cracks. I wonder how the dryad managed to get such a crypt-like cave to live in. She only mentioned that it was her sanctuary. Ollie returned with some berries and a tiny jar, which was braided with leaves. If you're a dryad, then aren't you connected to the plants? She blinked, trying to understand what I was asking. You are the spirit of the trees, right? So eating berries is like eating your relatives? Oh my god, he's right, it's cannibalism. They're not my relatives, and I'm not a tree. Okay, it's not, it's fine. Crisis averted, guys. She seems to be offended. Oh, I read that dryads are called the maidens of the trees, isn't that true? We eat plants as you eat animals, even though a human is an animal, right? Sounds logical. I take a small handful of the berries. Ollie offers and places them in my mouth. They have a sour taste, but not enough to refuse eating them. And do you eat animals too? Some dryads do, but they're few. I do not. She handed me the jar. Now pee in this. No. Take this juice. It is made from the essence of the pink blossom cherry and will help you rest and recover. She gave me the vessel and then silently left the cave. I'm such an idiot. She must be offended by my questions. Still feeling hungry, I took a sip from the jar. I wish I had something else more nourishing than just some berries. My eyelids become heavy. I don't have the willpower to resist their weight, and I once again close my eyes, laying upon the bed like stone. The words of an almost forgotten voice float into my head. And remember, dryads are dangerous. Oh shit. Shit! Were we drugged? I awake to the glow of red and scarlet flames flashing around me. I'm still again on the cold stone. I try and move, but my body resists. It feels like any strength I had left has been removed. Oh, now she's looking scary. She's got the dirty eyes, guys. Look at the eyes! If you see these eyes, you gotta just run. That's the first fucking rule of any fucking weeb shit. You gotta see these eyes, you run. You just go. You just go. Unless you're tied to a chair or bed or something, or you've been drugged, then you can't. But, you know, that's professional advice from me here. I hope you will follow it to the latter. In the corner of my eye, I notice the movement in the shadows. The hairs on my arms stand up as I tremble in fear. It's the dark creature from my night. It's the same chick with slightly angrier eyes. It looks so much like Ollie, see? I'm glad you noticed. I'm glad you brought that up. No. What's wrong? Are you having any pain? The dryad leaned over me, putting her hand to my forehead. I quickly jumped up. It's her. She was the one in my nightmare and did all those terrible things. I looked around, searching for scarlet flames, but didn't find anything. Did I dream that once again? Nightmare. I just had a nightmare. Don't pay attention, even though it's obvious foreshadowing. You think so? It may be a side effect of the juice. She shyly What did you put in my juice? Better not have been nuts. Oh, someone just subscribed to our Twitch channel while I was recording. That's very nice. Thank you very much, random person I don't know. But thank you. She shyly averts her eyes. I wasn't sure how it would work on humans. I thought you'd feel the same way we dryads do. I was shocked by what I heard. What? You didn't know? Don't ever give me any more weird stuff if you're not sure of its effects. But I won't know unless I test it. I angrily looked at her, but decided not to continue. That's also true, but I beg you, don't do that anymore, okay? I'm not even sure if you're a healer. The dryad pensively nodded. And you? Are you a healer? Not exactly, however I'm probably closer to one than you. I know a little bit about the effects of herbs and magical components. I remembered watching my elder brother, who often practiced alchemy at his desk. Maybe you help me find the way to cure my people. I need to find some information about the source of infection, and then possibly... The dryad shook her head, covering her mouth with her palm. The humans haven't visited our forest in a long time, so I know nothing about your true intentions. My tribe won't be pleased if I begin dragging you around. Dragging? I just wanted to ask you to guide me through the forest. I'll find the source of infection myself. It's dangerous for us, both of us. Sorry, Dale, I cannot help you. I will take you back to the edge of the forest. I jumped back from her outstretched hand. I will go there by myself. Ollie lowered her hand guiltily and didn't say anything. Good, at least she won't try and stop me. I turned to exit, intending to leave the dryad's cave. Wait, you look exhausted. Get some rest in my sanctuary. Just a little bit more. I don't need that. I may feel overwhelmed, but I'm still able to go further. That is enough. Alright. The music is like sex saxophone music in the background of this sanctuary. What the fuck? When I left the cave, I took out a map which I used before. Where am I now? The fact that I ended up in an unknown place messed with my plans. What the hell is going on in this forest? Judging by sunlight which pierced through the foliage of the trees, the morning was giving way to afternoon. I took a blank piece of parchment and marked Ollie's sanctuary on it. I also sketched out the line of the rocky edge where the sanctuary was located. You can't just draw a map as you go very easily, especially if you don't know where you're going. As soon as I started to move along the marked path, I heard the rustle of grass behind me. Looking back, I saw it was a dryad. She followed me. Are you sure trying to get me out of the forest? It's a waste of time. Ollie blushed shyly and averted her eyes. No, I understand that I cannot talk you out your plans, but someone needs to watch over you when a human will be so close to our sanctuaries. Are you so afraid that I will bring you harm? That's not part of my plans. You may be right, but I cannot simply let you leave like that. Sorry. She looked into my eyes with determination. I hemmed and then turned my... What the fuck does that mean, I hemmed and then turned my back on her? Maybe it's not a bad idea. She came closer and a gentle breeze blew a soft, fragrant smell of flowers in my direction. I shook my head, fighting with the delusion. For some reason I remembered my recent nightmare, and I blushed a bit when I thought about— Why are you blushing about a horrific nightmare? Trying to ignore that, I went deeper into the forest. I tried to carefully watch my step, but I wasn't good at it, and crashed through the grass and underbrush. Who knows what kind of snakes and other nasty things could be lying underfoot, so I prayed that such things would let me pass unscathed. The Dryad walked behind me. Her footsteps are almost silent, never snapping even a twig. Her flowery fragrance hovers in the air, letting me know about her presence. Wonder what kind of flowers could give off such a scent? Lost in the thoughts, I clumsily get caught on a root of a tree. Unable to keep my balance, I sprawled onto the ground. Shit. The grass cushioned my fall, but it was still unpleasant. Are you okay? Maybe you should come back and we can take a look at you. She's really fucking wanting you to go back to her fucking place. Ollie helped me get up, grabbing my elbow between her arms and breasts. She has breasts? I never noticed. I'm alright. I can manage it myself. I took my eyes off her body, hoping that she won't notice how much I blushed. My gaze fell on the fallen tree lying near us. Its bark shimmered in the light as if it was the skin of a giant lizard? I quickly rubbed the dirt from my eyes, hoping I was wrong. It seems that it really is a sleeping lizard, whose body is easy twice as large as my own. Its claws and fangs, sharp as daggers, did not look inviting. I quickly dragged the Dryad with me, trying to get as far away as possible from this danger. I pull ourselves behind a tree trunk. I lean over and whisper into her pointy ears. We should go around and try not to wake it up. Ollie blinked in confusion. I leaned closer to her ear. Over there, that sleeping lizard. And keep your voice down, it might hear us. I then noticed her ear is so close, it's so unusual. I wonder what it feels like. There is no time for that. We have to go. Even knowing the danger resting nearby, I gave in to temptation and touched the rim of her ear. Whoa! 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 You do not just touch a random Dryad's ear when you have a secret ear fetish that you've obviously been concealing for most of your adult life. This is just not normal. It's just not normal. It's just not normal. You shouldn't be doing it. Stop it. Just stop. Okay? Okay, good. This is gonna get awkward fast. I gave in to the temptation and touched the rim of her ear. It was warm, soft, and pleasant to the touch. She turned and looked at me with great surprise. Sorry, it was an accident. Was it? Is that how humans communicate? Well, maybe. Still blushing from the incident, I took Ollie by the hand and led us further into the forest. We didn't get far before I heard the roar of the lizard behind us. Quickly looking back, I barely had time to notice a red tail that flashed upward and disappeared into the tree canopy. But then looking down, I saw the eyes of the now awoken lizard staring right back at me. Run! I tried to make a dash together with the Dryad, but she froze in place, not moving anywhere. But why? The lizard was getting closer, its eyes red like blood and fangs dripping with hunger. If you want to stay, you're on your own. I ran ahead, trying to hide from the reptile behind the shelter of some trees. I don't see the Dryad for one last time, but the lizard runs right past her, ignoring her presence completely and moves straight at me. I clenched my teeth and ran as fast as I could. I guess she's invisible. Or she's... I don't know. So, the squirrel chick shows up and she's like, you ate my sacred nuts, but you didn't, like, do what I said, didn't leave the forest, so I'm pretty pissed off with you. Don't trust the Dryad, she's evil. Do not trust the Dryad, she's evil. Did I mention the Dryad's evil? Don't trust her. And we're like, hey, but, you know, you've got nuts, we don't trust you. We trust the Dryad instead. And I think that's a really, really bad idea, personally, but, you know, that's what the character's going with at the moment. Then the Dryad chick shows up and she's like, hey, why don't you touch my boobs? My boobs are great, stay with me. I'll do you a favor and go and find the head Dryad, and the head Dryad is going to tell us what's going on with the corruption in the forest, even though I don't know there's any corruption in the forest myself. And in the meantime, you go back to my sanctuary and stay there. Don't eat any rabbits, but we eat a rabbit anyway because we're hungry and shit. And that's currently what's going on. So, well, we're going to pick up back at the sanctuary after we've had a little nap. Alright guys, so we've just jumped ahead a little bit. It's the next day, the Dryad has not returned, and we've gone looking into the forest for her. We had another one of those weird little creepy sort of like dark sex dreams about her, and we've trying to find the source of the corruption ourselves now, because we've determined she isn't coming back. So we came to a large stream, where I decided to wash myself and refill my flask. Surprisingly, the foliage on this side of the stream was more scarlet than on the other side where I was. What could be the reason for it? I walked along the bank, trying to find a path across that would let me remain dry. I didn't want to ruin the clothes I had in my sack. On top of that, I didn't want to risk, never getting eaten by a whale monster. I don't know how I read that quite as badly as I did. Getting eaten by a water monster. A whale monster? Soon enough, I found a tree that leaned over the stream. Its trunk was almost completely hung down above the water. I secured my sack and blade, then jumped onto the base of the tree's thick trunk. Balancing carefully, I inched along the trunk. Under my feet, the rapid current of the stream was visible. Sometimes fish jumped out of it, making it terribly difficult to concentrate. I took my eyes off the trunk and... right before getting to the end of the way, I staggered down and fell down. However, my body didn't fall into the water below. Something had grabbed firmly onto my wrist. A squirrel girl, who looked like the one I met in the forest on my first day, helped me climb back and then successfully jumped onto the ground. She looked at me with curiosity. Her diminutive stature made me think she was a child. The proportions of her body and posture said the opposite. She definitely has, proportions. That's what they're called, right? Proportions. Her nose reminded me of an animal's, a feature that a sassy squirrel girl did not have. I always try to think of voices for characters, but I never really know what to go for, so we'll go for the generic ones. Rika told me a human was in our forest, but I didn't think he'd still be alive. Running away from that dryad? Not letting me answer, she quickly spun around me, examining me from all sides. Seeing my bag, she lifted it open, trying to probe it. You carrying some dangerous stuff, or, I shook my head. She saw my dagger and expressed no interest towards it, and I definitely don't have anything dangerous. The girl let go of my sack. Why'd you start jumping onto the trees? You want to be like us? She started giggling. No way, Mr. No-Tail. No balance, you see. You can keep trying if you like. I wasn't trying to be like you, I just wanted to get to the side. The squirrel girl stopped and became deadly serious. You know this is our lands, human, and you step foot on them, so I have the right to cut off your ears? At least, the ears. What? She deftly snatched a dagger, which was hanging on my belt, and placed it to my throat, forcing me to step backwards. She's crazy! I crashed my back into something solid, most likely in the trunk of the tree. Afraid? You should be. She removed the blade from my neck, flipped it around and handed it back. I distrustfully stretched my hand. She hesitated for a moment, looked into my eyes, then she returned my weapon. My name is Lily. Since you're already here, so be it. I'll take you to our village. What the fuck? What the fucking fuck? She turned away from me and bent down. I got a spectacular view of her body that wasn't covered with her tail. Lily picked up large bundles that I hadn't noticed before. They were full of fruits, berries, and strange herbs. Well, let's go, kid. I want to see Rika's face when she sees you again. I belatedly realized the squirrel girl that I met before was named Rika. Wait a minute. Why does she have to treat me like this? She's so small herself. I'm not a kid, I'm a man. In the prime of my life, I already passed the coming of age ceremony. She turned to me, grinning. They're true. Gardening proof. All characters portrayed in these visual novels are over the age of 18. This is just clarification of that. How can I prove it? I blushed a bit at her question. I don't know what you were thinking about, kid, but here's a hint. If you can carry those baskets back to my village, then so be it, and I'll think better of your age. She handed me a heavy bundle. Let's go. Enough lollygagging. That's an unusual word, lollygagging. She flicked her head in the direction where she was going, impatiently twitching her tail. Defeated, I trudged after Lily. I hope her murderous side will not show itself again. Otherwise, I won't survive this. I hope to find some new information about the corruption in her village. However, meeting with Rika again worries me. Things might get pretty heated because of Rika's attitude towards the Dryads, and if that happens in front of her tribe, then, well, I should keep it together. So basically, this squirrel chick's like, hey, come with me to the village. We go to the village. On the way, she pushes me down a waterfall, and she's like, hey, you almost drowned, lol. Psych, that was just a prank. Ha 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 ha, isn't nearly dying fun. The village is a place where we're quite a spectacle. They haven't seen human very much, and it transpires that the squirrel we are with is the princess and leader of this tribe, which is pretty awkward for us. Moving on, Rika is here too, and basically Rika is Lily's half-sister, and they kind of feud with each other a bit, and as a result of all this, we end up having to take part in a cleansing ritual with Rika, where we're naked in some water and we're purged of any corruption that's in us, and the following day, we decide to have a chat with them both about what's going on. I spent some time alone in my room, thinking about the events that transpired. Finally, Rika comes in, looking upset for some reason. Did something happen? Where have you been for so long? I cannot find Lily anywhere. Well, she just answered my question. This matter's probably really serious. How could she disappear in the middle of your celebrations? Isn't she supposed to be in plain sight? I don't know. Maybe while we were splashing in the water, she was kidnapped, or worse? Why are you so sure about this? Maybe she's off doing some celebration of her own? I wouldn't like to think so, but nobody's seen her since we left. You said it yourself. There is a safe here within the borders of your lands, right? And I used to think that corruption hasn't gone beyond the forest, but as you know, this is outdated information. What are you planning to do? I'm gonna find my sister. You have a brother to search for too, right? Or have you forgotten him already? I actually had forgotten him, to be honest with you. Completely slipped my mind. Too much rituals and squirrels and boobs. Just went out my head. No, I haven't forgotten, but I still have no idea where he might be. If he's still alive, then you probably wish he was dead. Don't expect to see him in human form if he's serving in the defiled temple of the Dryads. Why haven't you told me about this before? So that you, with your stubborn attitude, would just run off and look for him and get yourself killed? Come on, you almost died from a vine. And what's changed now? Nothing has changed about you. You asked and I simply answered, but now we can help each other. I think Lily is outside the sacred grove. Maybe you'll be of some use to me in finding her. You always carry that dagger close to you for a reason, right? And when are we leaving? Will you ask your tribe to help us? Even Lily didn't know the exact location of that temple, but I've heard that she believed it was in the center of the most awfully corrupted part of our forest. So what's the plan? I won't ask anyone to help unless we find the exact location of the temple. Without knowing the way, we may fall into a trap. I know someone who might help us. Who is it? No. Don't tell me you're talking about that Dryad bitch. She's the enemy. I threw nuts at her, remember? And with impeccable aim, unlike some people. Your skill with nuts won't improve our changes of persuading into... What the fuck? Your skill with nuts won't improve our changes of persuading into... What? This is not even a sentence right now. This is not even a fucking sentence. So now I'm the bad guy? No way am I asking her for help. So are you suggesting that we just sit here and wait? You have a very biased opinion about the Dryads, and because of your antics, I almost died once. Fine, smart guy. You'll be the one to ask that horned wench. I'll wait on the nearest tree. Don't you think she'll want to get revenge for your surprise attack on her? I don't think she presents any danger to me. At least she lives close to our borders where the influence of corruption is low. And why do you think so? She kept her initial appearance, which means that she probably doesn't have any special powers to be worried about. So even if she wants to hurt me, she won't be able to. You should just apologize. And then suddenly Lily's... What the fuck? I thought you were abducted. We can sort everything out, and apologies for the irrelevant things that can be made when we get there. Lily! Rika's exclamation was both full of happiness and indignation. You've been listening in? What the hell were you doing all this time? How was the ritual? Did our sacred place impress you? Don't ignore my questions. I was actually worried about you. I still don't know if it was necessary, but still, it was really beautiful. Dale, let Lily answer my question before you answer hers. Rika pokes me in the ribs with her elbow to add emphasis to her statement. I'm going to ignore Rika and continue speaking. We're already on the route now to date Lily, or fuck Lily at least, so let's just continue with Lily's route. We may as well just snub Rika, even though she's actually being really nice and helpful. We may as well just be like, fuck off, and go with Lily. Both sisters can be dangerous when angry, but Lily is the one with the village full of faithful servants and guards. It would be wise to not make her angry. Rika, I'm sorry, but Lily is the princess of this village. Her right and privilege to keep secrets from us if she feels that it's what's best for everyone. You see, my little sister? Even the human understands that nobody should defy me. Rika's face looks like she's been betrayed as Lily winks at me in approval, clearly satisfied with her superiority over Rika. And probably satisfied with that I helped her irritate Rika even more. Answer my questions, Lily. Mind your place. Remember who you're talking to, or I shall increase your basket quota once again. I'm not talking to the princess, I'm trying to talk to my sister, whom I was very worried about up until a moment ago. And you know I can be far more useful tasks than just weaving those damn baskets. What do you mean? Do you really think you could be useful in doing other things? At least I could help you with your experiments. Do you have the guts to do it? For this, you need not just agility, but also intelligence. I will definitely not be able to show off my intelligence by weaving baskets. Alright then, if you insist, it's even better for you. I have some tasks for you then. Wait, what? You were against it, but now you quickly changed your mind? I'll refuse. You don't understand. See, it's my task for you. Your tyranny won't work here. Lily ignored this comment. You will learn the basics of controlling the energy of this forest. On top of that, if you're a smart girl, you will see no more baskets. Rika squinted at Lily with suspicion. Why are you so suddenly generous, sister? I was going to do it sometime earlier today, but I decided to wait for the right moment when your mind got stronger and smarter. Obviously, the waiting was pointless, as you haven't even done a single step towards smartness. Lily sorrowfully patted Rika on the head. What patronizing... She's doing the face again! She's doing the face! Look who's talking. I want you to get a dried blood sample for me, and it seems that you already know a suitable candidate. Can't you think of anything else for me? What do you want with the blood of a dryad? I need it for my experiments, kid, to find the cure. You and I want the same thing, but unlike you, I didn't wander around the forest in search for a miracle to be given to me. Will you be able to find the cure for the dryads too? If everything goes well, it's quite possible. It would be wiser to bring her here for detailed examination, however, after Rika's pranks. Well, anyway, the blood sample will do. Rika got sulky. It's all their fault. The corruption of our forest happened because of them. I don't care about your blind hatred towards dryads. Just go and get her blood. Alright, I will. I'll do as you wish. I hope you'll keep your promise. I haven't given you any reasons to doubt me. You will leave at sunrise. Wandering the forest at night is dangerous even for you, Rika darling. Sweet dreams. Lily turned and left, leaving Rika and me in the room. Well, that's a bit awkward. So the next day, Rika and I go and see Ollie, and Rika's like, hey, will you send me your blood, please, Ollie, please? And Ollie's like, I can't actually remember anything that's really happened because I'm corrupted and I'm having memory loss and stuff because I'm corrupted, but I don't know if I'm corrupted, but maybe I'm corrupted. And Rika's like, just give us your blood, okay, bitch, just give us your fucking blood. And we're like, yes, give us your blood. And Ollie gives us our blood. And we head back, and yeah, the princess is very happy about this, very happy about the fact we brought back some blood. She's like, oh, well, we now need to make a medicine out of this and go and test it on Ollie, but first let's have this incredibly awkward scene. I finally returned to my room, where I was once again greeted by a familiar maid. I was invited to dinner, which I gladly accepted, however, to my dismay, I was the only one who arrived, and I dined alone. When I returned to my room, to my surprise, Lily was there waiting for me. Oh yeah, guys, I think we've done enough to impress her. We've been agreeing with everything she said. We were like, oh, it's a great plan. Sort of like, you know, like saving the dryads one by one, bringing them to our cause, that kind of thing. Great plan. I love it. Did something happen? Do you need me for something, or are you here to play jokes on me again? The latter, most likely. I was wondering what this was doing inside your sack. Lily held my pendant in her hand. Hey, do you understand what private means? That pendant's very important to me, so give it here. I reached out and tried to grab the pendant from Lily's hands, but she deftly dodged my attempts. I have no intention to confiscate it forever. Why is it important to you? Does it hold some sentimental value? It's a family heirloom. It belonged to my great-grandfather. It's all that I have left from my parents. Give it back now. Do you know that this is a symbol of a priest who worships one of the forest gods? So, it's the first time I heard about your gods? It's a pity, a real pity. Common religion can bring tribes closer together. Our religion, as you saw, can even cure the corruption. Is this connected to your sacred tree? In a way. I'm not sure our rival's worshipping a dark god, one that gives her power. Lily leaned closer to me instead, right into my eyes, causing the hair on my arms to stand. You will become our human priest. It's in your blood, no? What the fuck? This escalated quickly. What? I know nothing about your religion. Just give me that back to me and let's forget about it. You're weak. If you become a priest, you'll have new opportunities, new responsibilities, and most likely, new abilities. Well, that did sound intriguing. I doubt the people in my village would agree to that. Why not? What's your reason for this? I wouldn't mind having a human representative in the village. I mean, I want to spread my influence beyond our forest. Are your plans any different from the plans of the Dark Dryad? I do not plan to make anyone mindless slaves. A priest, besides his power, should have some duties or rules. Like celibacy, for example. I'm not eager to restrict myself. Until the end of days, just for the sake of some mysterious forest sprites. You love to say such silly things. If If your stupid religion prohibits you from participating in the wonders of nature, then that's a human's problem, not the whims of any gods. Our priests don't have any strange prohibitions. If they did, how could you explain your own existing as a kin of your great-grandfather? Surely this holy power isn't given for free. You're right, but given the circumstances, we can turn a blind eye to some insignificant traditions. You'll be the first human priest in decades. I hope you aren't expecting an answer today? No, think about my offer and say yes to me tomorrow. Alright, I'll think about— wait, what? I prefer useful allies, my dear Sweetdale. If you agree, you'll become more useful to me. Think about the offer. Good night. Lily approached the door to leave the room, but stopped right before stepping out. Oh, guys, it's gonna get scooped boobs! She looked back at me over her shoulder. For a human, you behaved pretty well over the last few days. I was wondering all this time what my mother saw in humans and how Rika was born. Why are you telling me this? I think I got a way to sweeten the deal for you. What do you mean? You're such a fucking retard, Dale. What the fuck? I'll prove to you there is no celibacy as one of our priests. Lily closed the door firmly and latched it shut. She turns and slowly walked towards me, unlacing her clothes with each step. Wait, this is not necessary. Oh, did the kid decide on the celibacy voluntarily? It's such a pity. I wouldn't want to force you to break your own vow. No, I didn't say I'm celibate. Shh, no more words, human. Oh my god. Well, come on. I want to get to know you better. It's not like you have a choice any— what the fuck? And now, you're mine. You know what happens next, right? I've no idea. What are you waiting for? Dale. Oh my fucking god. Alright guys, so we've gone to Ollie's sanctuary now, and hopefully we're gonna cleanse her of the corruption that's making her lose her memories and shit. We agreed to continue the topic later and entered her home. Hello Ollie, it's me Dale, as promised I came for you. With more people than we originally planned. I'm glad to see you, Dale. Ollie squinted, looking at the girl standing near me. You're Rika, yes? Glad to see you again too, but who is this standing next to you? Hi again, I would prefer if she stayed at home instead of coming here, but... My name is Lily. I watch over the part of the forest where my tribe lives. I'm Rika's sister. Not an achievement I'm proud of, but true nonetheless. You should be. I exist, and be proud of me. Tears swelled in the corners of Rika's eyes. She's such a cunt to her throughout this whole game, by the way. I'm probably gonna, be cutting out fairly large chunks of this and doing, summaries, as I'm sure you've seen if you're watching this on YouTube right now. But what the fuck? She's been such a bitch the whole time. I know we're fucking her, and, I mean, you know... Okay, but regardless, she's still a bitch. Even though she's used to Lily's taunt, she's still hurt by her dismissive attitude. As for Lily, she simply ignored Rika's reply. I'm very glad our paths finally crossed. Your help, if you remember about it, was of great value to our tribe. Help? What are you talking about? Yesterday, you selflessly sacrificed your blood for us. She's talking about a tiny vial of your blood that you gave us yesterday. You're calling it a blood sacrifice? So you can put a curse on me? I shook my head, trying to persuade the Dryad that she was wrong. Did you come to take something else from me again? I hoped you would come as friends. Unfortunately, circumstances have changed a little bit. Lily, you're the person whom Dale talked about, Princess of the Squirrel People? Yes, I've come to bring you to our village, but on one condition. Lily cleared her throat. It seems that she's going to speak seriously. I would like you to hear about my first meeting with your lady. What for? I sincerely ask you not to interrupt me. Perhaps this will open our young Dryad's eyes to what is really happening in the forest, and then she'll want to help us voluntarily. Ollie, a little nervous, rubbed our hands together, obviously not understanding what we wanted from her. Alright, tell me. It was a long time ago, when Rika was quite young. I just taken my mother's place in ruling over her people. I received an invitation to negotiate with her, so to speak. Even back then, your lady had already made a deal with the Dark Gods, but I was in no position to refuse her invitation. I met her in a cave very similar to this one. You Dryads are not too original with your home decor. Oh, we got a flashback here. I guess this is the Dark Dryad lady. Oh, here you are. It's good that you were smart enough to accept my invitation. Greetings to you too, Dark Creature. What do you want from me? I'd like to discuss this little Cold War that your mother started. Did you have problems with her? No, but if you don't stop pestering me, my forest will have to forever say goodbye to one little tribe. A tribe with cute fluffy tails? What exactly do you want from us? Stop your subversive activities. Do it and we won't invade your home. At least for the time being. Then what? Don't think I can't see you have plans for my village. Of course. I would be satisfied if you and your tiny squirrels would pledge loyalty to me right now, but I know perfectly well that you will refuse to do it. So, what do you really want from us? As I mentioned before, just stay out my way. I want to convert the Dryads into a new faith. I'm quite satisfied with the territory that rightfully belongs to us. My plans are not spread to the lands that lie beyond the forest, as well as your little village. Alright, I agree with your conditions. A lot of my subjects not to appear in your boundaries. Good. Maybe you would want to join us instead? Your so-called joining leads to certain changes. I'm quite satisfied with my natural skin color, so I refuse. That's sad. Very sad, truly. We'll probably bring up the subject in the future. I hope you will change your mind when the moment comes. I mean, that was very suspicious. That's how we finished our negotiations. She'd probably kept something secret from me, but I couldn't declare war on the Dryads openly. Why did you agree so readily? I was young and had absolutely no idea what to do with the corruption problem that was spreading all over our forest. Even a temporary peace was very important to me. I fear I'm even more confused. Are you having some conflict with Our Lady? Sort of, and you could help us resolve it. Why would I do that? I have nothing against it in the idea, but I have no influence. This is helping your whole tribe. They certainly aren't pleased to be mindless slaves. At least, I wish they could understand the true situation. Slaves? Empty words. Our Lady might be strict, but we're definitely not her slaves. Your mind is filled with darkness. You don't remember anything. Lily, why are you arguing with her? She must agree to help us voluntarily. Otherwise, even if we cure her, she will refuse to help us. Why do I need a cure? I feel quite well. You're not in a position to see the truth. You come here and claim my elder Dryad is converting us to some strange dark religion, but you have no proof, and I do not recall anything like the events of your story. We will cure the corruption that's inside you. You're trying to trick me into eating some hallucinogenic mushrooms, so I'll believe anything you want. Or maybe you really will place a curse on me and leave me on the ground frothing at the mouth. She's very paranoid. I mean, she's been, I guess it's because of the corruption that she has, like, memory loss and shit, but she's been all over the fucking place throughout this whole game. I trusted you when you gave me some strange medicine, remember? What medicine? See? On the day I fell ill, the one that made me sleep all day. Please listen to Lily. I promise she doesn't mean you harm. That's strange. I remember that day very vaguely, but it was just a few days ago, right? You were asleep because of what I did? I guess you might be right. So please listen to Lily. Trust her like I trusted you. Do you really trust her that much? I don't feel ill. When it comes to this matter, I trust her. I was also balls deep in her the previous night. Shouldn't bring that up now, but you know, it's pretty good. That's what I'm saying. Just go along with it. Is she taking the medicine, the one condition to visit your village? Yes, but it's not my only request. I'll probably need 2 more portions of your blood when we return to the village. Also, if this medicine cures you, then I hope you'll be able to spread it among your tribe. I can give more blood, but I have grave doubts about this medicine you wish me to take. So do you agree or not? I will take your medicine, but I cannot agree to give it to the others. Only time will tell if you're speaking the truth. Alright, that will do for the time being. Progress, guys. We convinced her. Hooray. Lily gave a tiny glass bottle with a viscous liquid to Ollie. This looks more suspicious than I imagined. True medicine needs to be neither tasty nor look appealing. I can probably improve its taste qualities in the next batch if it interests me. I hope I'm not making a mistake by trusting you, Dale. Ollie took off the cork and sipped the potion cautiously. A few seconds later, her eyes rolled upwards and her body collapsed to the ground. Whoops. Oh, hi, Pretzel. Hi. How'd you get in here?
Hi. Hi.
Why the hell is she unconscious? You're asking me? I didn't have any possibility to test in my medicine on a live creature, let alone one that was corrupted for a long time. So what do we do? Wait, it's a good sign. She is at least breathing. That's not a good sign! You should be grateful Erika, you know. She gave you that sacred nut and it prevented your corruption from spreading. You also got lucky with the timing of the water ritual. This could have been you on the floor. Are you thinking that we could magically cure everyone in the burst of white light like in a fairy tale? Don't be naive. Will everyone who takes your medicine have to suffer like this? Most likely. Some will be luckier than others. Medicines are always poisonous. Oh, that's not a true statement, Lily. Medicines are not always poisonous. They don't benefit the body and just need to be effective enough to remove the most deadly infection. That's why they're used only in extreme cases. This is one of those cases. Alright, I hope this works for Ollie's sake. Several hours passed.
So, skipping ahead one last time here, Ori's actually not dead. She's like, oh, I'm better now, and I remember everything, because I'm free from corruption. Hey, thank you. I mean, like, really, like, thank you a lot. Like, really. You don't understand how much I fucking thank you. And we're like, no problem. And we go back to the village, and we're like, hey, it's really nice here. There's boobs. I'm gonna stay and become a druid and try and cure the corruption. And everyone else is like, well, I guess we have to stay and help with the corruption, otherwise everyone's gonna die. And then this happens. So we've agreed to work grudgingly together with Lily to fight back the corruption, and we're now back in our bedroom, so let's see what's gonna happen here. I would have followed her, but I was with my... I wasn't able to sleep despite my body wishing to do so. I heard the door to my room open, and a figure came into my room. Oh dear, guys. It's gonna happen again. Not sleeping? Wake up, your princess demands it. With Lily in my place, it will definitely be hard to fall asleep tonight. I muttered something in a sleepy voice, stating I was still asleep. Lily walked towards me, bent over, and began tickling my body with her slender fingers. Hey, what are you doing? You're awake, good. I wanted to talk to you. And then she made a pause and even blushed a little. You'll never believe it, but I've come to thank you for helping with Ollie. I don't know how long it would have taken if Rika had been doing everything herself. I couldn't believe the words coming out of her mouth. They were soft and kind and full of sincerity. It's surprising to hear you saying so. I'll be honest with you though, I thought you were interesting, especially for a human, but after spending time with you these past few days, my feelings got more, complicated. What should I say in a situation like this? My mind couldn't form any appropriate words, so instead I pulled Lily in with a kiss. From her reaction, this was the very reaction she'd been expecting from me. Then Lily cheerfully fluffed her tail. You're going to be a good druid, right? I was quite confused at that question. Well, I'll be studying the best I can. Yeah, I think you'll be a good druid. Is that so important for you? If you can show off your status and importance to my tribe, then I won't have to hide my relationship with you. With a grin, I brushed my fingers against her cheek. I'll do my very best to meet the expectations of your tribe, but I will need to have a teacher who is strict about my education. Oh, don't worry, I'm deadly serious about this. In fact, let me start you off with some private study right now, as a little token of my thanks. Sit and prepare to be motivated. Lily begins to take her clothes off. Do you do this for all your students, or just me? Hold your tongue, I haven't even started yet. Lily said these words cheerfully as she wiggled her hips in front of my face. Her silky tail swept behind my head and brushed my checks. So kid, you'll be a good pupil and listen to your teacher, right? This dialogue is disturbing. I don't think I can say no. Oh my fucking god. There's clearly something missing from this picture that would be in the uncensored version here. This is a special treatment just for you, Dale. You look so delicious. It feels so great. I'll have to reward you for being a hard-working boy. This is so cringe. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. So, we live happily ever after as we learn our druid skills and work towards being able to lift the curse from the forest. But meanwhile, this bitch is here. My lady, I have terrible news. Your influence over the human village is weakening. What nonsense are you talking about? They're somehow slipping out of our control. That's impossible. Somebody must be helping them. Other humans do not interfere with small villages near our borders, as long as they pay their taxes to their lords. Then their aid must be coming from inside the forest. Are you sure? Most of the tribes cower before me without even a struggle. We'll need to investigate and punish our little perpetrators. Yes, give the order to my satyrs. Let them use our new converts. Are you sure they're ready? The ones who are not won't be a problem for long. And that is the end of, I guess, chapter 1 of this visual novel. It was pretty fun. like, there's obviously a bunch I'm not going to have shown you in this video. There's multiple routes. You can have other scenes with the squirrel chick, and I think the dryad as well. I think that there's I haven't unlocked all the scenes, but I did have a little look through. There's also like I think you can die pretty early on with certain choices too. So there's different endings and stuff to check out. You should check it out via the link in the description if you want to. It's pretty fun. Like I quite liked it, and I want to do like more sort of like abridged playthroughs of things like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comment section below, and give a thumbs up if you enjoyed. If you enjoy this stuff as well, you can consider supporting on GameWisp. It's like Patreon. Check it out, gamewisp.com/minx. It's definitely going to be very beneficial in making sort of like more quality type of content, because like I'll be less videos but better quality is what I'm hoping to go for in the future here. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, consider supporting on GameWisp as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and that's bye for now. That was Forest Fun by Flaming Firefly. See you guys later.